Hello and welcome to Semi-Adult, where your favorite sisters,
Annie
and V, are here to help you learn from our mistakes and occasional triumphs on the bumpy road that is adulthood. Everything from dating apps to not crying while doing your taxes. We got you, sis. So welcome to our official first episode. It feels good. We're going to be I need to face you. I cannot look at the camera too much.
Yeah. It freaks me out. I'm twitching.
I think the worst part is that you can see yourself and I'm like, I don't need to perceive myself that much. I don't think it's healthy to perceive yourself that much. It's a lot. So, oops, sorry. I'd be burping or whatever. You guys know it's fine. This is accepted here. Anyways, today's topic. Let us know, Annie.
So today's topic is, what is a dream job? So what that means to you and what you hope to achieve when you say you are looking for your dream job. Personally, I don't dream of labor. I saw this girl's video that V had actually sent over in a sister group chat we have with our other sister, Noelia, who will inevitably be a guest here one day, hopefully putting it out there into the universe. But I don't remember the girl's video, otherwise I would give her credit. Insert it somewhere in our description. I don't know. We'll put it somewhere for you guys. We're figuring this out. But she basically said that she doesn't have a dream job because she doesn't dream of labor, and nothing has ever hit me so hard in my whole entire life. I was like, same. She's not lying. What a capitalistic mentality to be like, I have a dream job. Bitch. As if. So and don't get me wrong, if you know me in the workforce, I'm a hardworking person. I enjoy a good day's hustle. But at the end of the day, I work because I want money.
I want money.
I got money, honey. Not because I love labor. There are other things that I would rather do with my time. So I thought that was a very interesting perspective to take on that topic, and not one that you hear of very commonly. Normally people are like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, and truth be told, even when you do achieve those things, you still don't dream of labor.
That is 1,000% true. I also want to take a moment. And
if you do, that's all you.
We need to introduce Ani properly, because episode 0, our intro, I was just riding on that high of starting this podcast, and I did not introduce her. I need to pass the mic. I didn't pass the mic. I kept that mic. So let us know a little bit about yourself. Who is Annie? Also, just a disclaimer, my name's Virginia, but I go by V. You might hear her call me Vivi because that's my childhood nickname. It sometimes sounds like BB. It's a V. It's a V. Okay. And then Ani, that's how I call her, Ani, because, we're Hispanic and I learned to say it with kind of a Spanish accent, but in English, very weird. And she will also be referring to herself as Annie, which is how she tells people her name. So it's gonna be some mixes, but just so you know who
there's just two of us here.
Yeah, there's just two, and we use these different terms. If it starts with a V or a B, it's probably me. If it starts with an A, even if it kind of sounds like a U, because I'm like Ani.
That's really the only reason I don't go by that in my day-to-day life, is because I used to, and when I was in elementary school, I would tell people, oh, my name is Ani. And then people thought that my name was spelled A-U-N-Y, which I was like,
Ani.
What?
You're like, what did you do to my name?
I have a musical. If you can sing Tomorrow to me, you should know how to spell my name. Don't disrespect me like that.
That's why she started to introduce herself as Annie, the orphan, and I'm just what?
I say that to people all the time. Whenever I'm on the phone, I'm just yeah, my name is Annie, the orphan. Let me tell you, they always spell my name right when I say that. They always remember my name when I say that. And we never end up in these funky positions where they're spelling my name A-U-N-Y, If it works,
it works.
It works.
It does. So, can't hate the game.
Hate the player. Just kidding. Don't hate me.
Don't hate her.
But yeah, back to our. Oh yeah, so
we keep forgetting. You're just I'm a secretive person. You don't even know who I am.
So with that being said, I'm a Scorpio. I feel like you can tell.
Give us the whole chart, girlfriend.
Okay, so I'm a Scorpio sun, an Aquarius moon, and an Aries rising. And I feel like if you know me in real life, that makes a lot of sense. Emotional distress, constant, but silent. So.
And I love that you have all of this mix in your chart. I'm pure air and you're out there having everything but Earth.
I am the Avatar.
You are the Avatar, and you basically fully are, because you'd say, like, oh, you're almost the Avatar minus Earth, like he hasn't mastered earthbending. You've mastered earthbending because you're the most grounded person that I know. So I'm like, she got it all. She got that fire. She's ready to burn y'all bitches to the ground. But is also like, I can take that fire out if need be. If you stop trying me. Like, I love that. You are the Avatar, and I am not at all. I am Aang if he wasn't chosen to be the Avatar.
I can't.
And I really relate to him. Whenever I watch it, I want to be Katara so badly, but I know that I'm Aang because he be doing wild and shit, and Katara's like, please. And
I am Katara.
Yeah, you're Katara, and I'm like, he just want to fucking fly and, like, be on his little air balls.
I'm like, can we practice and get it together?
And I'm like,
can we?
I don't give a fuck that I'm an Avatar. Like, I'm 11 and I'm trying to live life. Which I feel that when I go back and watch that show and realize that he's, like, 11 years old, I'm like,
that's a lot of pressure.
The world is, like, relying on you. Give him some time. He got to learn all this super quick. Like, yeah, he's technically 111, but, like, I'm sorry.
He's 11.
He's 11.
He's just 11.
He went to sleep and he woke up 100 later.
He's 11.
Period. But, yeah, let's get back into the topic. We're going to have those moments like that, and we're going to need to rein ourselves in. But we're here for a good time, not a long time. So just ride the waves. It's going to be okay.
Also, the point of this podcast, is to be conversational. It's not supposed to be structured. There's nothing formal about this. If you're watching this, I am wearing a sweater that's 3 times too large and a comforter. Like, that is the vibe. Grab your coffee, grab your snack, let's chat. Feel free to talk back even if we can't hear you, because that's what I do when I listen to good podcasts. And then leave us a comment so that we can actually chat IRL, you know?
Yes, I love that. So let's talk about dream. I heard that burp, girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
I did it, but I heard it, and I wanted you to out you specifically in case they were like, "Oh, that."
Can we cut that out?
I don't know.
I'm embarrassed.
It's authentic.
I am a lady.
Ladies burp. Anyways, what is a dream job? I feel you. I don't really think that it exists. When I was younger, and it's hard because now that I'm older and have been awoken from the capitalist demon, I've realized that I did used to dream about jobs. And even now I catch myself like literally dreaming about working, because it's like, what's my dream life? And I think it's just because it's such a big part of our day-to-day lives that it's hard not to dream about it. It's hard not to be like, okay, what do I want to do? And it's also, I think if it wasn't tied so heavily into like money runs our life, then maybe it wouldn't be necessary. But whenever I'm dreaming, I'm like, what would I want more than anything? And what I want is financial freedom. So in a sense, I'm dreaming of a dream job, but it's not so much about, oh, this job is the perfect thing I want to do. It's like, this job grants me financial security beyond my wildest dreams, so that I don't have to worry about, will I be able to pay rent this month? Will I be able to ball out on my groceries? Because those are the things as an adult that like really make you happy. Like being able to just do your groceries
doing
and like
that fat grocery haul.
Buying the shit that like you're like, should I buy that? Like, yes, and you buy it all. You buy that expensive plant butter. Like you buy that
bougie bread.
Oh my god, bougie bread hits different.
That Publix bakery bread.
Oh my god, don't even talk about that, because I'm gonna leave it and I'm gonna be really pissed.
Who told you to leave Florida?
Listen, the heat, the swamp-like environment, the racism, a lot of things.
She never told no lies.
No lies. Sorry, but not sorry, Florida. But it's not like you really dream about labor, and I really do feel that. You don't dream
you dream
about
of financial
labor.
freedom.
Yeah. And it's like, yes, in realistic ways, and my dreams are always realistic, and that's why like I dream about these things. Even in my dream, it's not like, well, sometimes I win the lottery and that's iconic, but then I've learned about the reality of like the taxes on lottery, and I'm like, why would you like ruin a dream?
All those people's lives get ruined. Not all. There are some. I've seen like the few success stories as well, but like for the most part, people don't handle it well when they like run into a large sum of money. And it's all about mindset, which I was going to say the whole thing with the dream job is really something that only applies to like the middle and lower class. Like, I don't see Bill Gates' children waking up when they were younger and being like, I'm dreaming of being a veterinarian. Like, doubtful.
Like, when you don't have to dream about, like,
they're dreaming of yachts.
Yeah,
and they got it.
And they already didn't have to dream. They woke up, oh, it's there.
Oopsie daisy.
Oh my god, does Bill Gates have children?
Yeah, they have children.
They do? Oh my god, they got divorced.
I saw that.
Or they're getting a divorce.
They're getting a divorce.
Listen, Bill Gates, I'm not single, but I could be. For you. For the right price. I could be single.
He's
and set
old.
for life. Exactly, closer to death.
Oh.
Sorry, Bill, I didn't mean it like that, but hit me up. I'm free on Thursday. If you free on Thursday I'm free.
Anyways,
moving on.
well, maybe finding other ways to get out of working.
Yeah, it's also, I think when people think about a dream job, or like, because for example, we talked to our cousin Noelia, and what she was talking about was, because I sent this in our chat and we all kind of had a different perspective on it, and for her, she's like, I dreamed about doing what I do. Like, she is a nurse and she wanted to help people and she wanted to, make an impact that way. And that I get. But even in that sense, it's not like you're dreaming about the parts of the job where you pick up people's shit or when people are mean to you and yell at you. So it's kind of like, there's no job that's going to be like everything about it is a dream. And I think it's important to know that, and we say this not to be like negative Nellies, but to kind of set you up to understand that before you go out into the workforce, or even while you're in the workforce, because I think that that's something that a lot of people learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And you're out there being like, when am I going to get this dream job? And when am I going to be super happy? And your job is not going to make you happy all the time. My dad will always tell us, like, your job shouldn't be the source of your happiness. Like, you should find happiness in yourself.
Yeah, in your everyday life.
In a sense, that's true. Like, your job shouldn't make you miserable either. Like, if that's the case, then, you gotta jump that ship. But it's not going to make you happy all the time. There's always going to be hard days in every single job, and you have to be prepared for that. And I think what's different with our generation versus past generations is that we're not really as willing to settle.
Right. 100%.
And because of that, we switch jobs so much more than people used to. Like, they'll be there for 20, 25 years, and we're like,
even if they hated it or were experiencing like horrible things like harassment in the workplace and things like that, it's just like they can't fathom living life the way that we do, with the liberty of getting up and moving. Like, you're not happy, like, go somewhere else. You can apply. Even now, for example, in the state of the world where we're at, where there are so many people without jobs and things like that, there are so many options. While it hasn't been everyone's case, and we don't want to be insensitive to the topic either, think of all the people that have just opened small businesses, started passion projects, and made money from them. And that, to me, in a way, is a dream job. It's something that they took from concept to product, and I don't know, like, I just think that there's something so beautiful in that. And jobs can be created however, wherever. I also think that when we're young, especially if you're in a middle or lower class family, you don't really know what jobs are out there. I was having this discussion with a friend of mine the other day, and we noticed, because we grew up in a place where there was a lot of different income, I guess, is how you could say. We went to school in an area like that. And there were people that were very privileged, there were people that were average, and there were people that just were struggling a little bit more. And we saw a little bit of all of that. And you just notice that the people who come from just wealthier families in general, especially people who have generational wealth, they have jobs that the average person has not even heard of. Like, they get jobs that pay well, that are so niche and specific, and just like not what you saw on career day. And they're able to get it because they know someone, they already have, it's like what we were saying earlier, that they already have that knowledge that was handed down to them by someone else. Whereas people, for example, like first gens like us, we don't have that. Our parents came from somewhere else and made their way, and we are the first ones to be like coming from the ground up here to be building something. when you're in a middle or lower class family, the only jobs you're exposed to are what the school system tells you. And that is a whole other topic about how the school system is designed to kind of keep classism, if you will, alive. But yeah, that strayed very far from the dream job conversation.
No, that's very true, because it is a privilege to be able to have a dream job.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times, like when you come from middle or lower class families, a part of the dream will always be financial security, because that is something that you dream for. That is something that you strive for. That's not something
Well, that's the force that drives you.
Yeah. And so even if you have, in some way, the amount of money that you can make in that job is a factor. Yeah. Even if it's subconscious and you're not really like realizing, or it's something that holds you back from being able to truly dream about that dream job or that hobby that you'd like to do. And even if something is a dream, something that you'd like to do, it's different when you take that dream and make it into a job.
Yeah.
People will, that saying of work, like, I don't know, work your dream job and you'll never, or like the perfect job will feel like you never work a day in your life.
I think that's BS.
That's absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I do not believe that in the slightest, because as someone who's taken their hobbies and has monetized it, it takes away from that natural love and passion. It just does.
Also, as someone who has landed her dream job before and worked it, we can't say the name of the company for, like, ain't nobody trying to get sued in their baby phases. But you actually did achieve your goal at a really young age. You worked your dream job, and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be.
That was definitely, I think, my biggest, like, wake-up call, because it was something that I dreamed of having, like, later down the line. I thought it would be something I would work towards in many years to come, like maybe 5 years later or so I would get a foot in the door. But I was lucky, and I got that opportunity early on. And even though it wasn't always the very best experience, and at the end of the day, I'm really grateful for it, because I think that otherwise I would have kept dreaming of that and would have been like, oh, I'm not happy in this job because I haven't landed my dream job, and I know what my dream job is. And that's just, it's not true. I wasn't happy because I was unhappy, and also because the dream job that I thought it was, like, oftentimes I think that's the most important thing, like checking yourself once you get to that dream where you like are where you had always wanted to be, is check how you actually feel. Yeah. Because I think that was the hardest thing for me in leaving, is that I really thought that, like, I didn't want to think that I wasn't happy there, because I had wanted that for so long, and it's really hard to like
let
willfully
that go.
Leave that. Yeah. And then just be like,
even if it's extremely toxic for you.
It feels like spitting in the face of your dreams,
Yeah.
And being like, oh, like, I don't want that. Or like, what is it? Like spitting a gift horse in the mouth. I don't know. Some white saying that I don't know. But that it's not healthy or good to not reevaluate your dreams, because you grow and you change and your dreams change, and that's okay.
But also in retrospect, like, because you were able to do that at such a young age, you realized very quickly what makes a dream job and what doesn't make a dream job. And for me, the biggest part of it is the company culture. So whether it's, you can do the coolest job in the whole wide world, but you're stuck with the same people from 9 to 5. And you can tell yourself all you want that you can ignore it or this and that, but the company culture will always be the make or break factor as to whether or not that's the kind of place that you stay in long term, in my opinion. And you were able to see that, like, oh, I got the job and things like that, but it's the culture that was so overwhelming, and not in a good way, that ended up making you just say, we're done here.
And that's something, company culture is something that you won't really know until you're in there. Things like Glassdoor really do help, and I do strongly advise that you check those out before you apply to a job even, or start a job somewhere, because that makes such a difference. Now I'm working at a place where when I didn't seek this out, and they came to me and recruited me, and at first I was like, I don't know, I'm less interested naturally in what, the product for this company, but something about it, like the company's Glassdoor reviews are just amazing. The people seem so nice. And that is really important because I'm so much happier there doing something that I am less naturally inclined to love or to participate in myself, just because the company culture is amazing. The people are so kind. They care about me. They give me good health care. They actually like want me to grow and succeed in my field. And those are really important things, that they see you as a person and not as just an employee, like just another number that helps make them more numbers, like more money, some dollar signs. But those are just really important things. And I hope that these help you out and help you, give you just a little
perspective as you enter the job force, especially people who are recently graduating, whether that be from high school or college. Just keep those things in mind when you go in, and don't let it discourage you. If anything, let it fuel you to find what really matters to you and to propel yourself forward and to live the life that you want to live, not the life that you had imagined when you were a kid and you didn't know what the real world was actually like. It's okay to deviate from those things. But with all that being said, we're going to wrap this up because we don't want our camera to die.
Yeah, we're on a time limit here, you guys. But also, I just like shorter episodes for podcasts. Personally, I don't have the attention span for like hour-long podcast episodes. So I hope that this helps my friends who also have shorter attention spans out there. And also for those who have longer, watch several of our episodes at a time,
or listen binge
in.
them. Like, go ahead, just
no
do
one's
it.
Stop you.
Do it.
Bestie. That's my bestie. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope that these tips helped. The biggest things that I would take from this episode is company culture is so much more important than you think it is in landing a job that won't make you miserable. The dream job isn't always going to be a dream, and that's okay, and that's natural, and we're all going through it, and it doesn't mean that you are out there alone suffering. That's just a part of capitalism. And because company culture is so important, look outside of what you think is going to be your dream job. Like, be open. When things come to you, don't immediately reject them. Just check out. Look on Glassdoor, figure that out. Talk to people who currently work there. People that, if a friend works there, that's even better because they're not going to BS you. They're just going to tell you the truth. Talk to people who aren't in the HR department and just like work there and figure out what that company is like for real. And hopefully that will let you land a job that's not going to make you actively miserable. And that is the goal, my friends. Anyways, have a great one. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.